Without him, they can't push the fast tempo pace and they become average. Without Steph Curry pushing the fast tempo, they're like every other team. When Steph is there pushing the fast pace, they score 124 points a game, average. When Steph is out and they can't push the tempo, they only average 104.
I mean, he's out for 2 games. Can they win without Steph Curry? I mean, it was like, can they win a championship? But I'm like, he out for the season? I'm like, it didn't look like a season ending injury when it happened. It just looked like he might miss a couple games. It wasn't like before, where I thought he just ripped his ankle off.
Yep, they came out and just said it was a sprain. He just sprained his ankle.
Yeah, he missed 2 games. He'd probably be out a week. He'd be right back
He
in.
always sprains his ankle.
Yeah, he always had bad ankles. Had to get surgery on both. But now I'm like, he'll be all right. But all of this, can they win the championship without Steph Curry? I'm like, the NBA might not even put him in the finals without Steph Curry. The league would be like, we can't put them in there. But the way they got it set up, Sean, they gonna have Golden State at number 2 so that they can play OKC at number 7. The way the lineup is now is fixed. You see the Clippers at number 8, they gonna play the Rockets, who number 1. They gonna have, you remember the Houston Rockets had that little feud with Chris Paul and the Clippers and everything with them. They had that little fight in the locker room. They gonna play each other in the first round. So the Western Conference already got their thing set up. OKC gonna play Golden State. They're gonna run that Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook thing into the ground. Nobody even cares about it no more, but they still finna promote those two, the rivalry and everything else. They have staged this thing from the jump.
Yep.
And Houston has won 17 games in a row, and they only like 1 game up over Golden State.
Yep.
So I already know Golden State, they got to keep their distance and make sure that they maintain at that position. Like right now, the 76ers, they want them playing Cleveland in the first round. Cleveland going to stay at that number 3 spot. They're going to keep them right there at number 3, let them play against Philadelphia at number 6, and let that be the series.
Kev, I don't know how Las Vegas be doing, but Las Vegas came out with odds today. You know LeBron done narrowed it down to 14. It was Philly, Houston, Lakers, and it was in Cleveland. I guess he had his boys release the 4 teams he's going free agency. Cleveland, Lakers, Houston, and Philadelphia. And then as soon as he did that, Vegas did their little calculation algorithm, and the betting odds is that he'll go to Houston. I'm like, how do y'all figure all that stuff out?
He's going to the Lakers. And for him to even release something out like that or tell his team to put that's the list, the order it is, it only lets you know. Philly, why? Because he got some clients over there. So it's building up Philly's clientele because they got Ben Simmons over there and the Joseph Abib, their agency represents half of the teams he just named. Because they represent Ben Simmons and all that, they just throwing Philly. LeBron ain't going to no Philly. It's just something to give them press and attention, and they can get in the headlines. Because Simmons and the rest of them are represented by the agency, so he gets paid off that. Chris Paul is his buddy. So that's why he going to put that out there. He just bought a $20-some million house in L.A. He's going to L.A. Everybody knows he's going to L.A. Everything else is misdirection to try to create this where will LeBron James go syndrome. He's going to the Lakers, and everybody's going to be like, oh, well, we knew he was going to L.A. It's like you let yourself be distracted with all this other craziness. The Lakers got the money. They got everything they need. Why in the world would LeBron James go to Houston? They don't need him in Houston. They don't need him at all. He would bring the team down.
Right, and Magic purposely cleared out all his salary cap so he can bring him there, him and Paul George there.
Yeah, Paul George finna leave, so they think Paul gonna stay. If he stay, he's an idiot.
And look, and Russell Westbrook, he all cracking him. He ain't going nowhere. He told me he's staying.
Well, if he's staying, then that'll be on him. But he'll be getting all the blame because Carmelo gone. Melo gonna be leaving next year.
Where do you think he's gonna go at his last year or two?
Nah, nobody know or care. Let him go with LeBron. Let them all go to the Lakers.
I was gonna say they need to send him to Miami. Just like everybody from New York loves going to Miami. He probably fit right in.
Nah, he wouldn't fit in over there at all. It'd be too much on his shoulders. Nah, they play a pretty much gritty, grinded out type of basketball game. He's mostly a catch and shoot guy now. So, nah, that don't fit his style at all. He need to just come off the bench, to be honest.
I don't know, Kev, since he's been back. They want like 82 or something like that.
Who?
They've been on Miami. They've been on a roll since he's been back.
Yeah, since Wade been back, yeah. Wade.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about Melo.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one, yeah.
Yeah, Melo playing for Dwayne Wade. I said that ain't gonna be a good mesh at all.
Man, Kev, who would have ever thought that? I mean, everybody's talking about like we never would have thought in a million years that Isaiah Thomas going to LA was going to turn things around. They're like what 9-2 or something now.
Yeah, they're about like 9, something like that. They like 9. They won 9 out of their last 13 games or something like that. But yeah, they turned around because they got Isaiah in there, and he could get that ball to Randall. Randall been the one that's been dominating because he got Isaiah Thomas there. He putting up doubles and he's killing it. So when Lonzo have a terrible game like before, that can get covered up by everybody else.
Man, Kev, who would you give center of the month to? Would you give it to Randall? Would you give it to Joel Embiid, or would you give it to Clint Capella? Because all three of them folks are doing it big, man.
Nah, I don't know. When you say center, that's like a lost word over here. But yeah, if we had to give it to Capella, I would give it to Clint Capella.
Yeah, he's really stepped his game up, man.
Well, Clint Capella, I mean, he basically didn't have a choice. I mean, it's kind of easy for him because he's going to be guarded by one person down in the paint, if that. Because everybody got a double on Harden and Chris Paul, the way he been shooting the three. And I'm like, I'm just waiting till the playoffs. That's when he breaks down. This is Chris Paul. This guy can't get out the second round of the playoffs. So now he can get out of it now.
Yeah, you know what I don't understand? I don't understand is Anthony Davis' team, the Pelicans, are they better with or without Boogie? Because they're winning just as much as they were whether Boogie was in or not.
Well, yeah, they found the thing is they found their niche. Yeah. And they found they was in a good rhythm. If they had him, it's a great addition because then Davis could get some rest. See, Davis got to play out of his mind right now in order for them to, because they had guys stepping up playing well over there.
Right.
So when you got guys stepping up playing well and they playing ball and everything, you're like, okay, well, man, these guys are really playing. They're doing their job. So when you see that start to happen with that team and they all know they role, they could win some games. Plus, Davis is incredible by himself. And the rest of the team, they just been winning games, hitting shots. They all know where they're supposed to be.
I think when Boogie comes back, when he does come back next season, man, I think they need to focus on letting Anthony Davis do the shooting. And Boogie, your main focus is rebounds and putting it back up. Because when y'all share the points, it's like y'all like a 500 team, 500, barely over 500. But man, let Anthony shoot. Your job is to rebound.
But that's the thing. Sometimes Anthony might not have it, and then Boogie's on a roll. So you gotta ride that wave, whoever's hot. But the thing is that sometimes they end up watching. People end up standing around watching them two go to work.
Right.
Now it's only one guy, so the other guys get to shine and they get to step up, and they've been stepping up.
Right.
Like, what's his name? Holiday. He's been playing well, so they've been really stepping up. They won like 10 in a row.
Drew Holiday was a pretty good player a couple years ago, man, but he was just flaky. He's like up and down. He just wasn't consistent.
Yep. So now they didn't have to worry about that.
And Kev, why every time I watch the Cleveland play, 9 times out of 10, if they ain't talking about LeBron, they talking about Larry Nance. Oh my God, he's incredible. He's doing nothing different than what any other person is doing. He just stopped you. Like, why is Larry Nance Jr. Y'all making him be a superstar?
Well, they need something to talk about because that's all they promote is Cleveland and Golden State. So Cleveland's always going to be the storyline for the NBA. It's like horrible to listen to. I can't even listen to the media do an interview with Cleveland anymore. Because LeBron will have nothing to do on the bearing of the outcome of the game, but sure enough, they're going to be like, so what is it like playing with LeBron, and when he has an amazing game, and then they got to create stuff on the fly, like, oh, well, that guy, he's something else, when he gets going, it's like he had nothing to do with the conversation or nothing. The guy had a big game. Like Rodney Hood, he had a great game. He hit some clutch shots. They asked him about LeBron. LeBron made one play. They lost the game. He made one play, went behind his legs and whatever, laid it up. They played that like 67 times in the whole clip, and they lost.
And that was an accident because he didn't know Tristan Constellation was there, and they went through it. That was pure accident.
Of course, and he traveled, and he traveled twice on the play. He took 3 steps to the basket. Nobody talks about any of this stuff because they cover it all up. And they just want to talk about LeBron 24/7. So now it's all about the ACC tournament. People talking about March Madness. This is when the NBA numbers go to the toilet. Because they can't even beat out NCAA.
Right.
So when college basketball is beating pro basketball in ratings, when it's tournament time, the NBA already know. That's why they tries to like come near the end of it, towards the end of the year, and get ready for the playoffs.
Oh, Kevin, did you hear about last month how they were throwing a big fit? How Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif O'Neal, didn't make the McDonald's All-American? I'm like, y'all gotta stop this. Just because his dad is Shaquille O'Neal doesn't automatically give Sharif a pass to be on a McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, was he good enough to be on All-American?
Listen, he's good, but somebody else beat him out for the position. So now they make him be, Sharif, we can't believe Sharif didn't make it. Do you know who his dad is? It's Shaquille O'Neal. I'm like, who cares if his dad's Shaquille O'Neal?
Right.
The problem is, Kev, he's good, he's tall, he's lanky. I mean, he's like 6'8", 6'9", but he's only like 190 pounds. He has no weight to him, so he's tall and he can dunk, but he can easily get blocked and bumped out of the way because he don't have no muscle.
Wow. That is something else. So the Lakers gonna play the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. Now that they got Derrick Rose, he gonna be over there, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
How did he get back with Jimmy Butler again? How in the world did that happen?
Well, Jimmy Butler might be out for the year. That's why he there.
Oh my goodness! and Jimmy Butler even get along when they were in Chicago?
Not really. They got along for a little bit, but you know, the differences between the two started to show as Jimmy Butler became more of the man, and then while Derrick Rose was out, you know, it was becoming the Jimmy Butler team. And just like now, like since Jimmy Butler's been hurt, they done lost 3 in a row. The team needed this to try to turn around the game. Jimmy's the difference maker.
Well, Ted, why are they spending all that money on Jimmy Wiggins if he can't carry the team?
Well, that's the thing. Wiggins is not that guy. This is why they were nervous about giving him this money, because they felt like he's not a guy that could be consistent every night. And everybody would.
Why give him all that money?
Oh, the cat that's the guy, man. You got to work through the cat. He's worth every dime.
Derrick Rose could be hurt within 3 games. Have you ever known Derrick could play more than 3 games before he gets hurt?
Well, they only got like 20 left, less than 20 games.
Yeah, he'll miss 17 of them.
Hey, leave Derrick alone, man. Hey, he can't help you be hurt, but I don't think he's gonna be there next year. I think he's gonna be someplace else.
Derrick Rose is the equivalent of Kermit Cintron.
No. Kermit Cintron was never MVP nowhere. Derrick Rose was most valuable player before. I mean, he at one point, and everybody think Derrick Rose is broke, and I don't know why they keep thinking that. Sean, Derrick Rose is not there. Like, man, I hope he got some money left, because I'm like, he getting $80 million just to play this year. He got, with his Adidas contract.
He makes more money off Adidas, Kev.
Yeah, absolutely. He makes more money there, but Derrick Rose never blew through all his money. His brother made sure Derrick was going to keep his money. He still got money from the first deal. Derrick Rose was not allowed to spend his money. He lived like he was broke the very first 2 years because his brother wouldn't let him spend his money. He's like, you're not going to blow your money like the rest of these young guys that come in the NBA. He's like, I'll let you buy a card. He's like, that's it. You'll get one card, that's it. You finna rent. He wouldn't let him, he let him rent. The townhouse downtown in Chicago at the Drake, he had a condo down there at the Drake Hotel, and he let him rent it. And he says, when you get your next deal, your big contract, which he did, he's like, then you can go get you a home. If you got a family or something, you can get a house. He's like, but you're not going to do it on your rookie contract and all that stuff and get yourself in debt like a lot of these other athletes do. So he did good. And everybody think it was just all B.J. Armstrong and everybody else. I'm like, no, B.J., he has some advisors, but his brother was the reason that he didn't go to DePaul. And he went to Memphis his first year for college. He's like, everybody's like, no, he's supposed to go to Illinois or DePaul. He's like, nope, we changed it and we went to Memphis. To the, went to college up in there for Memphis for 1 year. Then he went to the NBA. Everybody like, no, you're supposed to let him stay in college. He's like, nope, this is where we're going. So he's like, we definitely knew what they were doing. And the thing is Derrick always had like knee problems, like when he was coming up in college. So good for him that he got his money in advance, and did the right movements. But they don't talk about all the positive things his brother did for him, because he listened to his big brother. Because his brother did a lot for him and made sure he got money. That's why I said Derrick has got a lot of money. That contract he had with Adidas, he had like $300 million contract.
Oh, wow. Over what, 10 years?
Yeah, because he signed with Adidas instead of Nike. And even though he was hurt, those Derrick Rose shoes sold a lot. And when he came out, those first Derrick Rose shoes, everybody in Chicago had them. Then he got the most valuable player, won MVP. Derrick had that deal. He made so much money off Adidas alone. He didn't even need Nike.
And Kev, he had that nappy-headed dread hair, so that's why everybody in Chicago loves him. Like, yeah, he got that nappy-headed dread like we do. He's from the hood.
Well, he is from the hood. He's from Inglewood. You can't. He's a real product of the city. So definitely, Derrick Rose is definitely 100% from this city, from this town. Everything about him is Chicago.
Kev, if I was the owner, I would have not picked up Derrick Rose. I don't want nobody that disappears for a week and then comes back saying, I'm gonna retire and then come back and say, I'm not gonna retire no more.
Well, that hurt him. That hurt him as far as for other teams. He's not going to get the money he's expecting because at the end of the year, that's it. He get to choose what team he wants to go to, and I don't know what team is going to pick him up because they look at his lack of enthusiasm to play. They're going to use that against him. Like, we don't want to pick up a guy who mentally is going to shut down and things get tough and then go someplace else or just say, I quit in the middle of the season. We don't want to go through that.
Right.
But I'm trying to see if we're going to actually get a competitive anything. Like, are we going to get any competition, anything competitive done?
As far as what?
As far as the playoffs in the NBA? Because the NBA playoffs have been terrible for the past 2 years. They've been terrible.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any good games to watch in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, there's no close games. It's either like 3-1, 4-0, 3-1.
Past 3 years, they've been nothing but blowouts. They've been 20-point blowout, this blowout, this blowout, this blowout. The 1 year was just ridiculous. It was like 20 blowouts out of the games. And even in this finals, I mean, Cleveland swept. They lost 1 game in the playoffs last year. Golden State swept the entire playoffs.
Because they're not going to stack these teams with 2 or 3 superstars. Nobody's balanced out no more.
Nah, it ain't that. It's the fact that once they get to these games, the refs don't know how to help these teams out. Golden State is just a better team, period. They're better coached. The rest of these guys they don't know their roles. Most of them got put in position, and they really aren't that good. They can't really beat these teams. Like, none of these guys can really beat Golden State except for San Antonio. Not even Houston.
You want me to tell you who they should possibly the Lakers pick up instead of Paul George?
Who?
They should not only should they get LeBron, but they should pick up Kemba Walker, put him at the number 2 spot.
Do you know Isaiah Thomas is on the team? Are you talking about next year?
Oh, no, yeah, next year.
Oh, yeah.
When Isaiah's out of here, they need to pick up Kemba Walker. If they can get Kemba Walker, Paul George, and LeBron James, that's a deadly combination.
Yeah, because he needs to get off that team. I mean,
Kemba Walker, man, all that talent to be on that, and that whole team, he be trying his best, man. He's like, man, I'm trying.
Yep.
And he's due for a big contract there.
A lot of them are due for a big contract.
It's so funny. Every time you watch ESPN or Skip Bayless, man, they all talk about, man, we understand Isaiah Thomas really wants this big contract, but he just ain't going to get it.
Why wouldn't he? My thing is, why wouldn't you give Isaiah Thomas a big contract? I understand he's short and whatever, but he's productive. Out of all these other guys, if you can give Joakim Noah 60, 70 million, I'm quite sure Isaiah Thomas can get a 60, 70 million dollar contract. Plus, he was the guy that was up for MVP. He turned Boston around. And then look what he's doing with the Lakers. He's turning the Lakers around. So wherever he seems to go, production seems to go up, except for with LeBron James, who's supposed to make everybody better, but yet he couldn't make that team better.
Yeah, but I didn't realize how many people like Joakim Noah. Like, if you play on a team with him, I just heard nothing but everybody's like, man, you know, when you're on the team with him, man, you just love playing with him, man. He's funny, man. He's positive. He gives you his all. He ain't the best player, but he gives you all. I didn't realize. I've heard nothing but a lot of good stuff from people that play with Joakim Noah.
Joakim is a great person. Like, when he was here in Chicago, he's a great person. He came to our job before. Like, he's a really good dude. And
yeah, that's all I hear. I hear him say nothing but good things about him, man.
Yeah, but him and the coach, they didn't get along, and I already knew that was gonna happen. And they suspended him indefinitely because the coach ended up pushing Joakim Noah.
Right.
And I'm like, well, he's out. So next year he'll probably go to Minnesota too, because all the Bulls over there, they got the head coach, they got Jimmy Butler, they got Thibodeau. They got Thibodeau, they got who's that? Taj Gibson. You got 3 Bulls players, and you got 3 Bulls players, and you got what's his name over there, the coach. And now, why not get Joakim to come off the bench? You can have his Bulls team right there in Minnesota, the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's exactly what I call it.
Yeah, what are you Detroit Pistons going to do, man? Blake Griffin was nothing but a flop for y'all.
No, it ain't that. It's the rest of the team and the rest of the chemistry, and you know he got problems going on. But even when he plays a good game, the rest of these guys can't play.
What do y'all need, man? Like, what do y'all need to turn the team around?
We need a new head coach. We need definitely a new head coach. Stan Van Gundy is a great GM. Head coaching abilities, no. We got to get a new head coach in there.
Right.
And when you got a new head coach, oh, there you go, Mitchell. But you got to make that pass. But when you got a new head coach in there, it changes the whole direction of the team. The Grizzlies have lost like 15 or 16 games in a row.
Yeah, but these teams are purposely tanking so they can get in the lottery.
Well, they finna do it because they ain't playing no defense. They just out here getting just totally destroyed every night.
They've already named that Memphis is one out of 6 teams that are purposely tanking that they're trying to investigate for tanking right now. And Memphis is one of them.
Oh, well, if they want to investigate, they need to go ahead and investigate the entire league because they've been doing it for years.
Yeah, but Mark Cuban, they knew that, but Mark Cuban, by him saying it out publicly, they're like, why did you do that? Now we have to do an investigation to make it look good for the rest, because now we got a black eye because you, like, everybody knew, but when you said it publicly as the owner of a team, now you just open up a whole can of worms, man, that we did not want it to do.
Yep, and that's exactly what that can did, man. It went right on until they opened up a can of worms on what's his name? Mark Cuban and the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls had to start playing their players. They had gotten in trouble and they got accused of because their players were sitting down, so now they had to put them players back in the game. They were sitting down their players, trying to get a good lottery pick. Yeah, they've been doing this for years. I mean, this stuff doesn't end up coming up to mean anything. Like the Brooklyn Nets kept Miami out, but Miami was like, okay, we put ourselves in this position.
And Kev, not only did Mark Cuban mess it up, and now they got to do, a formal investigation. Not only doing that, but now they're saying this is the last year that they're going to do the lottery draft that way. Now it's going to be a whole new system now. I mean, Mark Cuban just messed up everybody's money.
All of that stuff is fixed anyway. They know which ball is going to who and who's getting what team. That's why I was like, it don't even make a difference. They, like when Penny Hardaway got the ball to draft Penny Hardaway to put him next to Shaq in Orlando. They were building up the market in Orlando to be the new everything for the NBA with Disney. And this is before Disney bought them. They were already preparing for that when they got the Magic. That's why they had everything going through Orlando. They got Shaq in the draft when they won the #1 pick, the expansion team. Then to help Shaq out, they drafted Penny Hardaway. And they drafted Chris Webber, which everybody wanted to see Webber and Shaq play together. And next thing you know, they traded him for Penny Hardaway in the middle of the draft. And Penny didn't understand it because they brought him in, and they was like, they brought me in, and they brought me back in. Like, we want to see this kid again. So they brought Penny back the second time just for them not to draft him. Didn't make any sense.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. And I don't know what's up with your Beyonce, man. I'm through with her.
With who?
Beyonce. Oh my goodness.
Well, what did Beyonce do this time?
Oh, you know that new song with her and Jay-Z, and she mentioned Tiffany Haddish and all that stuff, and Tiffany Haddish is like, I made it.
She said she made her.
Yeah, she made it because she was talking about Tiffany Haddish in the song and all this stuff. And Beyonce.
What does Beyonce got to do with Tiffany Haddish? What do they got in common?
Well, they went to this. It was some party or event, and they did an interview with Tiffany Haddish, and she brought up the fact that some actress touched Jay-Z, and as Tiffany Haddish was gonna fight the girl because she was touching on Jay-Z, because she like, Beyonce looked at her like, don't you be touching my man. And I went over there, I was ready to fight that girl. She was lucky, boy. Beyonce was like, nah, don't do that up in here. And she spoke about it. And when Beyonce did the song, Beyonce was telling, like, on the song, like, if you hang out with me, you got to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure. You can't talk about nothing that happens with us. You know, she was just being really arrogant on the song, and she was rapping, and I'm like, Beyonce, what have they turned you into? What if she used to sing. I'm like, now what is this? She cursing and rapping. I'm like, what is this? What character is this? Is this Sasha Fierce Part 2?
Right.
I'm like, she gonna lose hardcore audience trying to be hood and all this stuff like she tough. I'm like, what is this?
Jay-Z took her to Brooklyn a couple of times, and now she feels she's from the hood.
And I'm like,
I'm from the hood. I've been to Marshall Project.
I'm like, you from Houston? You from Houston?
Yeah. And she's from Sugarland, where the rich white athletes live. That's where she's from.
Yeah, I know you would know.
Yeah, all the Astros, all the Eastern Rockets live in Sugarland. She grew up where all the rich athletes live.
Oh man, the Grizzlies look so bad. I can't even sit here and watch this game no more.
Who is it playing?
They getting beat by the Jazz. The Jazz are the ones who've been winning. This will be their 5th win in a row. If they can hold on. Yeah, but he's got to learn. He's a rookie. He got to learn how to pass the ball out more. Now they got Clam Chowder. They got Clam Chowder on the team, so you know Clam think it's all him.
Sam, I told you the story about him and about him not being in it. But you want to go to the NBA?
Yep, and the Rockets winning streak is over, Sean.
Who beat him?
Toronto Raptors, the #1 team in the East. I won money off that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I told people they can't beat the Raptors. Well, it's not over yet. It's 102-106 with 10.7 seconds left in the game. The Houston Rockets' biggest win streak was 22 games. And they kept throwing that special, and they kept talking about a look back at the 22-game winning streak. And they kept talking about this winning streak. I knew they was going to lose one. As soon as they played Toronto, they in Canada won. That's a big trip to go out there to play the number one team in the East. And look at Lowry. Uh-oh, there it is. Gordon for three. He got it! Gordon hit a three for like half court. It's a 1-point game. 105 to 106.
Man, how much time is left on the clock?
7.2 seconds left. So the streak can still be going on.
They still got 7 seconds left?
Yep.
Oh, y'all, they gonna do a foul real quick and hope that they miss.
Yep. Gordon hit that three from like half court. He did a pump fake, got the ball right where he needed it. Bang. Eric Gordon. And that was funny. I remember him in high school. He played against Michael Jordan kids, both of them, Marcus and Jeff. And he came up here, and everybody was there to see him. He was the next coming. And Michael Jordan was at the game. And he went there to go see his sons play because they both was playing at Loyola then. And Michael Jordan was sitting in the game. He's in the back watching his sons. And all they talked about was when Jeff threw an alley-oop to Marcus. He threw one of his, like they threw one Jordan's son threw an alley-oop to his brother. And that was the play they liked. I was like, Jeff was not going to make it in the NBA. I knew that from just watching him play. But Mark is the only one he had the size. He had, but he's not NBA material. But Gordon.
And that's the thing. Did Jordan not spend hundreds of thousands on just personal private trainers for his kids? Or did he just spend that one investment? He didn't want them to go. It kind of sounds like Jordan didn't even want them to go to the NBA. Like, it don't sound like he even invested time and money in his kids. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, he investigated a lot of money on it.
Now, look, they just weren't good.
I mean, not for them going to the NBA. Oh, wow. They trying to say they fouled him. They changed it. Now they got the foul. They gave the foul to the one guy. They was like, we fouled him. And they didn't call it. I've never seen that before. Now they just determined, like they going back to look at the tape to see who the foul is on. They could do that now?
Yeah, if it's within, I think, under the last 2 minutes.
He got the first one. It's the bad, because the guy they gave the ball to was a bad free throw shooter. And that's why they got him. We fouled him. And they was like, yeah, the foul, he the one that got fouled. So now they got him on the line with like 5 seconds to go. He hit the first one. The bad free throw shooter, he is out here. He throws up the second. He got it. The bad free throw shooter hit both of them.
So now it's back to a 3-point game?
Yeah, with 5.4 seconds left. Well, now before it was a 4-point game. Now it's a 3-point game. So now 3 could tie it.
Yep. So who you give it to, Cam Harden or Chris Paul? Who's been hot tonight?
I would definitely go to Gordon. Nobody shoots this ball but him. Trevor Ariza, I don't care nothing about in these type of situations. He might get lucky, who knows? But don't nobody. You know they need a 3. Houston lives and die by the 3. You guard the 3. Gordon is somebody you got to guard in the parking lot. So you don't let Gordon beat you. If anything in this situation, I want Harden shooting it. He going to brick it. I would have Chris Paul or Harden shoot this 3. Nobody else. So that's why Ariza's throwing it. Look at Drake. Drake is standing there yelling in Trevor Ariza's ear. Look at Drake. Drake is trying to interfere in the game. Tell him you finna choke. Go ahead, Drake. Because it's Drake night. They in Canada. Uh-oh, there it is. Ariza. Ariza's been. Oh, he threw it back to Harden. It's off. Toronto won. That was dumb. Why did he throw it back to Harden?
Why did Ariza just take a shot?
Right, he pump faked. It was a give and go. It went to Ariza. He got the ball, and that's why I say that's who you want the ball in their hands. They just messed it up, and the streak is over. Harden clapped. He's like, okay, it's over. We lost the game. Let's go home. Unbelievable. Kyle Lowry, he looked just like Finn from Star Wars. And every time I see him, he looked just like Finn. I'm like, what is Finn doing out here shooting? He can go right to Star Wars Celebration and fit right in.
Hey, Kev, I know I meant to ask you, is there animosity with the Washington and John Wall? Because every time I turn on sports and they talk about videos and Uber and all them say everybody gets the ball, everybody gets to eat. I'm like, are y'all calling John Wall a ball hog? Is there internal beef and animosity or something?
It's time for John Wall to go. That's it. That's just it. Washington ain't his home no more. He's got to move to another place. A lot of people this is what happens when you're not clutch or you're not successful. So when that happens, you got to deal with the punches, roll with them, and deal with the situation as it occurs.
Right.
But yeah, let me get out of here. It's now 9 o'clock. Let me go ahead. It's time for the movie. All right, buddy.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Y'all have fun.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Real Brothers concluded, talking everything up and down, not nailed down, whatever. I'm out. Y'all be easy.